Hello friends, Mr. E here, and today it's time for our little bi-weekly check-in where we talk about the new things on the Commodores Vestures, plus I've got a couple other things I want to shove in this video, because I don't want it to be all about cosmetics. I actually want to highlight a very strange bug that has just been pointed out to me, and will certainly be remedied hopefully in the next hotfix as I mentioned here. And then I also want to highlight a really cool new mod that was put on Nexus Mods this week, and I've added to the mystery mod pack because I think it's just such a delight, and I enjoy the effort's gone into it, and I look forward to seeing its development. So let's start here with the Commodore's Vestures, guys. Let us go in. We were looking at the Rogue Trader sets again, have rotated in this week. So we've got the, of course, the Rogue Trader sets. I have the what a cosmetics view improved mod, so I can actually see how it looks on my characters. This armor set here for the veteran, it gives me massive massive World of Warcraft vibes. I think because of it looks like a hunter. This is like a hunter tier set with the skull on the shoulder there. What's this the skull of, guys? Does anyone know? Is it a Sumion Tantar? I don't know. You know what? The chest piece is all right for my liking. I don't really love this hat all that much, but that might just be me. As far as other stuff you got here, you got various sort of mishmashes of the hat. I'm liking this though. I'm liking the hat plus the veil on the face. Although this is a little bit close to the thing that, you know, I spent good money for the Mortis operative Imperial Edition little face mask thing, and they're stealing that from me. We've got some trooper helms which look way too wide in my little tiny head. We've got the cancer patient bandanas. We've got this. Oh, this right. This is this chest plate. This chest plate is fire, guys. This is the one that I use on a lot of my builds. Super cool chest plate. I love the little candles. Again, it looks like armor, and I love armor. It looks like armor, and it's got some of those grenades on there. Pretty sick. Very tight. As far as the leg plates, they're just okay or whatever. Then we've got the blessed chain axe. Chain axe isn't half bad. It's a cool chain axe skin. I wish chain axe was a little better. But then the revolver. This is the revolver skin I use. I love how like nice and clean and angular this thing looks. Looks nice and polished. I really want that one that Rannick has in that one cutscene, but they told me that doesn't exist in game. Let's come over here. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Let's come over to the Zealot. Now the Zealot has the coolest set this week, with the pirate set, of course, with the peg leg, which changes your footsteps to like clonk around on the ground. Honestly, this is the look right here with the cape from last week, with the witch hunter. Was this last week? Or no, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, there it is. So while it's still in the store, guys, honestly, this witch hunter sort of outfit with this week's a little pirate hat is honestly not half bad, as you can see here. Not too shabby at all. I'm kind of digging it. Might even have to get the peg leg for myself. But then we've got some extra tricorns with the face mask, and this is money right here with the skull mask on there. I gotta get that one. I don't necessarily love the red here so much. This is mismatched. In the picture, it looks a little bit better, but this is a red-orange, like very obviously to me. Even as a red, like a mildly red-green colorblind person, this is very clearly like red-orange, like clay color, and this is just straight like red, and that doesn't exactly work. This one's a little bit better, but I don't really love cream or whatever that color would be. We've got something that looks like it belongs to the veteran. We've got a hood here. This hood's actually pretty cool. It looks like the thing that Quicksilver wears, the Quicksilver goggles from Days of Future Past or whatever that was. And yeah, just kind of some sort of weird superhero thing. Oh, we got the cool bolter skin. Not the best bolter skin, right? There's that one that I also have that's got the red and gold. That's better than this one, but this is an all right bolter skin. We've got a heavy eviscerator. If only I had a good friend who was making a heavy eviscerator build for me so that I could put it on the channel. I wonder where that is. And we got a medallion that was on the last set, right, too? What a boring little medallion. Don't put medallions on here, Fat Shark. Come on, give us something interesting. Oh, what's the other set here? Anything good? We got skulls. Kind of reminds me of, what's that movie? You know the one. The three-titty alien lady. Okay, let's move on. Coming over here to the Psyker, we've got our frilly Shakespearean collar. It's all right, I guess. Maybe not necessarily my style. With just the helm, on the cloak. This cloak from a couple weeks ago, this is still so sick. I still am thrilled. It's the only thing I don't like about it is that everybody fucking got it because it's so cool. So that now I'm not even that special. Although these pants are nice and clean. I do like these pants quite a bit. There's like they're nice. But the chest here, it's all right. I feel like honestly this is pretty close to a fit. I'm wondering. I don't really want to take the time right now to go in there and set it up, but I'm wondering if the Psyker set like one of these, like maybe this one right here, would actually match with that red one and be quite nice looking. There's a potential there. Let me know in the comments. And as far as that goes, we've got the trader hats as well. That's actually honestly kind of badass. The black I don't know, Marcus Kruber hat. What would you call this? Giant fucking feather hat. This is just cool. It's very rogue-like. I don't necessarily know what to call it, but yeah, I like it a lot. Again, with the mismatch on Fat Shark, come back in here, get your color picker tool, go here, and then dump. Use the paint dump tool up there and fix that. Get that right, because yeah, I think the black one, on both of these sets, the black one is definitely winning. Black's what cool kids bear. We've got the Hive Scum hood here, notably not for the Hive Scum, but it does work on both Zealot and Psyker, so that's interesting. Not a whole lot of like cosmetics like this that are cross-class. Nice shiny leather hood there, keeping it nice and polished. I do like that though, that like you can actually tell the difference in the texture. Like this has kind of, this is a fabric, but it's kind of like a tightly woven or like a more loosely woven fabric. This is a leather, and then this one is like a very tightly woven fabric. So kind of cool on that front. But we got a staff here. Unfortunately, again, remember that the Aquila staff was like just 2 weeks ago, so just go get that one. We got the Force Sword. This is the coolest Force Sword skin for my money. I love the little like golden thing on there. I don't really use this weapon all that much, but it is really cool looking. And yeah, let's go on to finally the Ogren, because you know there's nothing for these guys. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. There's nothing for these guys. The Ogren's got, of course, the nightcap. He's gonna go sneepy. He's getting real sneepy. He's got his little candle in his hand, etc. We've got a big hairy toupee shoulder here. God, wait, what is this Ogren? Oh, this must just be like, oh, this is Frug. Okay, I was about to say, hold on, we can change operative. There we go. I gotta get it on my handsome boy, Mr. Egren. For whatever reason, my Ogren is actually somehow like kind of handsome, and yeah, I think that works pretty well, honestly. The full loadout here, I like it a little bit. We've got the Bruiser set here. I do like this gold and white fabric that they use on the Ogren here. I wish they would do better on pants, but he's such a weird leg proportion, it's hard to. More sleepy nighttime caps, some rebreathers, a bodyguard cap, blah. The Blessed Molotov Shield, which is, okay, yeah, now that it's been 2 weeks, this is your only option. You missed the opportunity. I mean, I already have this one, but you missed the opportunity to get the other shield. That's better. And then we've got the kickback, which also, this is probably one of the better skins. You can put this on the Rumbler as well, which actually looks pretty sick. It's a very, very slick looking little skin there. And yeah, that's everything for cosmetics. So now let's talk about a very funny bug. And that would be this one right here. So you see how I got all these bombers and flamers over there, and they're about to just completely like mortar shell me. Right, here we go. Okay, hold on. They're warming up. They're warming up. Here they go. All right, they're about to throw, and let her rip, and let her rip. Okay, and here we go. All right. Hey. Oh, here we go. All right, so there we go. They finally remember how to throw. But notably, they seem to have forgotten one part of their skill set. I don't know if you noticed what it is, but bombers, they don't know how to throw overhand anymore. They only throw underhand granny style. And this has happened, I don't exactly know as of what point this happened, but all these bombers have lost the ability to throw overhand at any distance past close range within the last like update or two. And this happens in every game mode, including Havoc, including Mortis Trials, all that stuff, except Expeditions. On Expeditions, they can still hit you from downtown. They will still absolutely Peyton Manning your ass from 900 yards away over 3 canyons where you can't even see them. And part of me wonders if the reason this happened in such a way that it's still quote unquote working in expeditions, but it's not working anywhere else, is because they were trying to fix how in expeditions bombers will absolutely mortar your ass from literally nowhere. Like, you can't see them at all. It makes no sense how they could triangulate your position and annihilate you at range. So maybe they were trying to fix that and they accidentally switched some things up here, and what they've given us is bombers that simply can't function. They can only underhand at incredibly short ranges. So yeah, I guess if bombers are your least favorite enemy in Havoc or whatever, time to go grind it right now, because it's going to be much easier without these guys doing their thing for the next week or so, or however long it takes them to fix this. Hopefully they would fix this pretty quick, especially once they see this, because it's kind of funny. Now, this is all I have to talk about for that, but I have one last thing, and it's to do with what you're seeing here. Do you see all these enemies are highlighted in beautiful, juicy colors? Well, that's actually part of a new mod that I've got, and let me show you how I've got enemies highlighted here. So, yeah, these enemies, I have highlighted several of them that I find are particularly hard to pick out and are important to pick out. You know, obviously, you can just spam and tag for trappers and snipers and stuff like that, right? You could just do this. Oh, wait, I needed my UI on, but you could just do this until you locate them in the fog, and that's perfectly fine. So I've chosen to skip a few steps here, and I know some people might consider it cheating, but fuck off, I guess. I have chosen to highlight these enemies because it's just much easier on the eyes to be able to pick out where that sniper is when he's 1 pixel all the way down range and annihilate him. It's also easier to track bombers when you can tell what sort of bomber they are at distance, and you can change all these colors. Plus, I've added a little bit, just a little bit, you can't barely tell, but I've added a very faint highlight to these smaller gunners, such that they are a little bit more visible than they currently are, where they're blending into the background. Because for my opinion, or in my opinion, I don't think Darktide is supposed to be a game where the enemies are hiding from you in order to shoot you in the back. So just being able to see these guys a little bit better is going to be very good for my sanity. And all this comes courtesy of a mod that includes much more, as well as health bars with stats and all that sort of stuff. That is all coming courtesy of a new mod called Enemies Improved. And this is not necessarily a new mod, but it's new to the Nexus. It's from Alf the Big-Headed, the creator of all of the other quote-unquote improved suite of mods. As you can see here, that's him. And yeah, it's a really cool comprehensive mod. Now, it's a little bit early access. He's still working out the kinks, but he's responding very quickly to including one of my issues that I posted on there, and it is really cool. So I wanted to just kind of flip through the options here today. If you are a mystery channel member, this is part of the pack now. I have it toggled on by default with the settings that you'll see in this video, but you can go through here. You can turn the whole thing off if you want. I even have the old health bars mod still part of the pack, because why the fuck not? And it's just toggled off in the main settings, so it's not conflicting. But if you like the old health bars and how those looked, and you want to keep the highlights, you can choose any which way you want to do it. It's all up to you. And let's flip through here and show what we can do. So first of all, you can have this draw distance. You can set the distance at which you can highlight enemies, or where enemies will be visible with their tags, with their health bars. You can have a global outline. You can choose only certain enemies to be outlined. You can choose any which font that you want from all the fonts available in the game, that is. If you add any other fonts, it crashes the game for some reason. You can add in the indicators for special attacks. Now, this is something that I don't necessarily need, but if you have a hard time reading enemies and telling when they're going to drop their atomic overhead for the crusher, or when the trapper's actually firing the net, this will make their glowing or make the like a glow like that, but it'll flash. And you can set the frequency of the flash. So it'll say, okay, the trapper is purple, and then it's going to go flash, flash, flash 3 times, so that you know that, okay, here's the net that's coming. So if you are hearing impaired or vision impaired, and it helps you in any way, that could be a really good usable sort of thing there. And it kind of fits the role of something like Spidey Sense, but I think it's a little bit more immersive, I guess. It still feels a little bit video gamey, but I didn't particularly need that, but that's there for you to experiment with. You can also change the color that enemies flash when they're activating their special attacks. There's an option here for overhead markers. So instead of having enemies be highlighted or whatever, you can put this little marker on them, and it just kind of keeps you helps you keep track of certain elite enemies and stuff. So it'll give you a marker that's the color of the health bar you assigned to them. So the green is for my ranged elites, blue is for my melee elites, and you can even set it so that it's got a sort of a quadrant sort of thing going on there. Where was it? Yeah, so it'll actually track their health. So you can see this guy has 4 pips. Now he has 3, now he has 2, now he has 1, so you know how little health he's on. And you can scale those up, obviously. I haven't made the smallest possible size because I was just messing around with it. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool little... Yeah, you can make it like this. You can just fight a bunch of enemies that are just big diamonds instead of anything. I wonder if I can like get in the files and make this even bigger and just make them just shooting giant blocks. But yeah, that's how we're playing it. It's just Tetris, guys. It's just Tetris from here on out. So yeah, that is an option for you, although that one I don't particularly keep on myself. Then we've of course got health bars. So this health bars mod, as compared to the default health bars mod, has a lot more customization as to how the health bars look. You can change the backgrounds to them. You can change the way that health bars appear on every individual type of enemy. You can even actually add a health bar to hordes. So hordes, when there's a certain amount of enemies in them, it'll cluster them together and it'll put a little health bar over them and average their health and tell you roughly how many HP are remaining in that pod of poxwalkers and stuff, which is pretty interesting if you prefer to have a health bar on that. Now I have that off, but you can do that. You can change the width and height of the health bar, and you can even include stuff like this. You could have enemies, armor type, and all that stuff. So when you look at this guy, it's going to tell you all this info. I think it's a little bit much for my taste, but yeah, that's there for you to do if you wish to have all that stuff. I have all this off on mine because I like a nice minimalist-ish approach. You can float the damage numbers on there. You can have the damage numbers sum up so that it's not actually like showing every single instance of damage, but rather than just giving you sort of a running total. You can run all of your debuffs on there so that you know how many different debuffs are affecting the enemy, so that you know, do I need to keep more fire stacks up, or are my bleed stacks falling off, or whatever it is. Very, very important stuff to have. And you can also just choose any specific debuff and down here and say, no, I don't want to see that one. I don't care about how many stacks of like power maul impact or whatever it has on there, and turn all those off or on. And then finally down at the bottom, you can go through each type of enemy. You can do it through types of enemies and change them. So notably, I have all of my specialists set to have purple health bars. So I'll know if I'm shooting a specialist, when I'm losing track of them in the horde, that the purple health bar is the one I wanted to finish off. If it's a melee elite, it's blue. If it's a ranged elite, it's green. If it's any random trash, it doesn't have a health bar, etc., etc. And you can configure all that stuff. And then finally, all the way down at the bottom, you can even go down to specific enemies. And this is where I went in and I gave that override to the... Now this is a little bit bugged. This should be in this group with the outline color, and this should be in this group with the health bar color. But either way, I gave an outline to certain enemies so that they would be more visible. And I might tweak this as time goes on and make it maybe a little bit less garish as the trapper is, but I really do kind of like the way it looks. It reminds me of Christmas lights or something like that, and I think it will really help, because one thing that Darktide, as a lot of you have noticed when you watch my footage, you're like, wow, it's so crisp and clear and beautiful. And as you know, one of my big things is, of course, using reshade to overwrite the fact that the game is horribly like busy visually, and it's so foggy and hazy you can't see half anything. So this hopefully will help with that issue as well, and enable people who use it to pick out small gunners and threats like that are normally hiding, obscured in the haze of the fog of war, and as Darktide being a gritty gray-green game. So yeah, there you go, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too long, a little update. Oh Jesus, took 20 minutes? All right, well, whatever. Thanks for watching, everybody. I love ya. See you soon. Mystery out. Bye-bye.